Hi, my name is Angela Dorgan. I'm the director of the Hardworking Class Heroes Music Festival. Hardworking Class Heroes is one of First Music Contact's projects, and essentially it's a showcase for 100 bands over one weekend in 6 venues. So it's 3 days, 6 venues, 100 Irish bands. The idea behind the festival is to give Irish bands an opportunity to showcase first of all in front of their peers, but also in front of the industry here, and also the industry we bring in from abroad with the help of the Arts Council and Culture Ireland. And the bands apply for the next month until July 30th on HWCH.net. And we have a panel then of national and international judges who select the 100 who will eventually play on the weekend of the festival. And when they're selected, we announce in mid-August, and from then on we push the 100 bands. Tickets are really, really cheap. It's €40 for a weekend wristband, which gets you into all 6 venues, all 3 nights, and then the nightly tickets are $18.50, and that gets you about 30 bands on whatever night you can go. We also have industry sessions, speed sessions, panel sessions with visiting industry. So even if you're in a band that applies and doesn't get in, we have quite a lot of things at the festival. The other aspect of the festival is the photography exhibition, and it's an aspect of the festival that's grown over the last kind of 4 or 5 years. We're now in our 7th year, and this year we have a really good selection panel of judges for the photography exhibition as well. And photographers apply the same as bands on HWCH.net, and they're then selected. Like this year, the selection panel is people from State Magazine, the editor of The Ticket, which is the Friday magazine from the Irish Times, the art director of Hot Press, which is the music magazine, and the publisher of State Magazine, which is another online music magazine. And they will select about 30 photographers who will exhibit in the various venues over the weekend of the festival. So it's the same vibe. It's a way to get your rock photography out there, and it's a really exciting weekend. Whether you're a music lover or in a band, it's a great weekend. First Music Contact, first of all, is a free information and advice service for bands in Ireland. We're funded by the Arts Council, and when Brian, who started Hardworking Class Heroes as a weekend, a 2-night event for 40 Dublin bands, came to us, we saw a brilliant opportunity to expand it around the whole island of Ireland. So it's 32 counties, bands from all of those counties can apply. And the reason we keep going is half insanity and half the successes we see the bands have, because it really is the first opportunity bands get to give their names out on a national level. It's one of the first opportunities for that. And we have people like bookers from Castlepalooza and Independence and Electric Picnic and Oxygen who come along to it. And I think what we've created, almost by mistake, is that there's now an Irish music community. Before there was a Cork scene and a Galway scene and a Dublin scene, a Belfast scene. But what Hardworking Class Heroes has done, and it's something I'm most proud of probably, is that it's created a really vibrant Irish scene. People I'm really proud of is when you look at different, events during the year, or things like the Choice Music Prize, and you see 8 or 7 of the 10 bands that are selected were your babies at one stage, or Fight Like Apes just played Glastonbury, and they started 3-4 years ago at Hardworking Class Heroes, and stuff like that. You can't help but be really, really proud of them. Well, First Music Contact, our original company, started in the recession. So, and the first 3 years of Hardworking Class Heroes, when we didn't have a sponsor, we bartered. And what we found was that everyone else in the industry, from people hiring us venues to backline and gear and everything else, really responded to what we were doing and did barters with us and helped us out. It's going to be a struggle this year. We don't have a sponsor, but what we do have is partners for the different aspects of the festival. So we have a partner for backline. We have all the venues are doing us great deals, and people just love to help creative people. And I think, I'd hate to say the recession isn't touching us. Absolutely it is, and it's a challenge every year to put Hardworking Class Heroes on. I hope the recession won't hit the people who are buying tickets, which is why we kept the price of tickets the same this year as we did last year, because we don't want to put any more challenges on people's pockets than they already have. But I think for the creative side of it, bands seem to respond to hard times, and really they, I don't think you talk to any Irish band and they say the Celtic Tiger was great for them. So really it's just bands will keep writing fantastic music. As long as they do that, we'll keep putting on hard working class heroes. It was a challenge to begin with. Music from Ireland, our international project, which is funded by the Arts Council and IMRO and Culture Ireland. The reason we came up with it was because we saw how all the countries were presenting themselves as a country and as a nation at these events. Since we've been doing it, and we're doing it now 5 years, at Amiina, at South by Southwest, at Canadian Music Week, at PopCom and CMJ and The Great Escape, we now are in the fantastic position that Irish bands are doing so well that all of our shows are oversubscribed before we announce the lineup, and that is now from going for the first 5 years with really good bands. We've now noticed that people respond. They go, "Oh, the Irish night! I have to go to that. That's always really good." And we do a compilation CD at all of these events, and local radio always respond to it. Local journalists always respond to it. And what we found as well is that bands who may not be at the event get some work. So there's a label called Minty Fresh in the States, who picked up 2 songs from our compilation from this year of bands who weren't at the festival, but put them on a North American compilation. And that now is where the Irish identity is internationally. And that, it did take some work, but none of the work was us. It was all the amazing bands that those festivals picked to represent us as a country. So I, of course, because I'm totally biased, think we punch way above our weight compared to other countries, especially other European countries.